I want an
necessary.
answer to this
I,
question.
I already answered you. Therefore, it's
No, you
necessary for
didn't.
the copies of the heavenly things to be better purified with these rites, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. You want to see a priest, that's a definition, and a temple, that's a definition, with sacrifices, that has a definition according to the Old Testament. All of them are talking about Christ in a heavenly temple doing them on your behalf. This is how you get atoned for sin right now in the real time present.
Hebrews 9:24 is one of Sean's go-to texts to support the claim that literal sacrifices are currently taking place in heaven. In fact, according to Sean, Christ as our high priest continues to offer literal sacrifices in heaven to atone for sin. Let's look at the verse in its broader context, and this is a highly literal translation of the text. Verse 19, "For every instruction under Moses, having been spoken to all the people according to the law, and having taken the blood of bulls and goats with water, scarlet wool and hyssop, he sprinkled both the scroll itself and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the covenant God enjoins towards you. And the tabernacle also, and all the instruments of the administration, he likewise sprinkled with blood. And virtually everything is cleansed with blood according to the law. And without bloodshed there is no deliverance." And now verse 23. "It was indeed necessary then for the examples of the things in the skies, or the heavens, to be cleansed by these. Yet the heavenly dominions with better sacrifices than these." What does the writer mean by the example of things in the skies being cleansed? Hebrews teaches that when Moses was assigned the duty of building a tabernacle for the children of Israel, the model he was to follow was an exact copy of the one in heaven. So in a symbolic sense, verse 23 tells us that under the old covenant, not only the tabernacle on earth, but the heavenly tabernacle was also cleansed through all the sacrifices offered under Moses. Again, it was indeed necessary then for the examples of the things in the skies to be cleansed by these. Symbolically, the tabernacle in heaven was cleansed by following Moses' old covenant instructions. The writer continues, "Yet the heavenly dominions with better sacrifices than these." You see, Sean jumps here and asserts that better sacrifices performed by Jesus, our high priest, are still taking place in heaven. But it's not saying this. The word translated heavenly dominions, epurania, doesn't mean things in heaven. It's not talking about a location where things are taking place. It's the word heavenly with a prefix, the preposition epi, which means something that is superimposed over other things. It's covering other things. Epurania means the things that are under heavenly dominion. It's used the same way in Ephesians 1. It means what is under the dominion of heaven. In saying, "Yet the heavenly dominions with better sacrifices than these," the writer is basically asserting that the better sacrifices of the new covenant envelop everything under the dominion of Christ, all of which has been sprinkled by the blood of Christ, sometimes in a figurative sense, which includes believers on earth, as Hebrews 10:22 says, that we've had our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience. It is not merely the heavenly temple that is cleansed under the old covenant, but all that is under the domain of heaven, including everything on earth that is in submission to Christ.